So tomorrow I fly to the US for Skepticon, and my main concern at this point is deciding which I prefer the TSA to give me, a hand job or cancer. Now, of course, that's a joke. I tweeted it a few days ago, and a few people had problems with it, so allow me to elaborate a bit. First of all, yes, I'm kidding. I don't think that I'm going to get a hand job. As I understand the term, hand job is generally a pleasant experience and usually involves, I don't know, at least a glass of wine beforehand. What the TSA is planning to do is something more akin to sexual assault. Um, Cancer, I probably won't get cancer from the TSA, but of course I'm referring to the backscatter X-ray machines that the FDA does say are safe. However, there's a group of concerned scientists out there who think that the FDA science is not exactly sound, and they've raised some very important concerns that have yet to be addressed. These aren't a fringe group of, lunatics who are saying that the government's trying to control us through fluoride in the water and all that. Uh, these are actual biophysicists that study these things, and their concern is that the FDA is looking at the total amount of radiation you get from the backscatter machine compared to the amount you get on a day-to-day basis, or even cosmic radiation you get from flying. The scientists are pointing out that with backscatter machines, the radiation doesn't pass right through your body like it does on a day-to-day basis. It's actually concentrated on the skin, and this could lead to an increased incidence of skin cancer. Can also have problems with your eyes. So they feel that the FDA has yet to address these problems. The FDA issued a response to them, and it didn't appear to actually address that specific claim. So they're preparing a response to the response, and the discussion is continuing. While the discussion is continuing, thousands of passengers are using these machines every day, and I think it's really disturbing. Um, they might end up being totally safe. That could be the case, but I don't think it's a closed case just yet. And also, I don't think that it's protecting anyone. I don't feel like I'm any safer because people went through these machines. So a few people, after I tweeted this, a few people took issue with my joke about cancer because they felt that I was sort of fear mongering in a way. Um, I don't think that that's fear mongering to make a joke about the potential real effects that these machines could be having. What I do think is fear mongering is uh, forcing people to give up their privacy and go through machines that force them to be photographed naked, basically. And if they don't do it, you threaten them with a public groping. That to me is using fear to reach your ends. And I don't think that there's any other. I can't think of any other reason why the TSA would have so dramatically increased the aggressiveness of their physical checks, if not to try to scare people into going through the backscatter machines. I think that's disgusting, and I don't like my privacy being held hostage in that way. Um, and I've seen a lot of comments online from men talking about um, how awful it's going to be to have some TSA agent grabbing his balls, and how, hey, we can wear like a kilt with no underwear, and then we'll force the TSA agent to actually grab my balls, and then it'll be terrible for him too. Um, but I haven't heard a lot of points about women who are much more likely than men to have been raped or otherwise physically molested in some way, sexually molested. Can you imagine having been sexually molested and then having to go through airport security and in the middle of an airport have a strange person fondle your genitals? That's horrific. So if it were up to me, I wouldn't be traveling at all, actually, because I'm disgusted by the TSA and by the way that the American government is allowing them to um, walk all over our privacy. Unfortunately, I've made commitments to go to Skepticon and then to Australia, so I will be following through on those commitments. But after that, I'm going to be limiting the amount of traveling I'm doing uh, until we get our privacy back. It's going to be the bus for me. So I hope that better explains my one-line joke. Happy traveling, everyone. I'll see hopefully a lot of you in Missouri and a lot of you in Australia and New Zealand. Um, let's hope that we all make it unmolested.